how important is data?
Data is really important. Why? Because unless you do that research, you know that what the numbers look like.
So is Victoria market again picking up? Because I see that a lot of people have gone back. There was a time when there was nil to the Victoria market, but it has started up again, and I'm keeping on hearing. How is Victoria market now?
See, Victoria market is definitely picking up. There is a lot of potential in Victoria market. There are a few caveats around that still.
Like time is not only enough, timing is very important. That you have to have enter at correct time, and correct timing and the time what you're spending in the market both has to go hand on hand. Hi, welcome to Inspire from Reality. As promised, in this new episode of Inspire from Reality, we always bring the real stories. Every human being goes through something in their past which makes their present and their future. The real stories, the real scars, the real wins, and the real disadvantage and advantage that they have faced in their life is what is making their decision today, is what is making them today, and is what is shaping their future too. So today we have a guest who is the founder of ValueNest, principal director over there. And his journey did not just start because he was born and brought up in a property kind of thing, but it started because of his interest in property, the passion to build something which has always inspired him since his teenagerhood. He has seen growing up how property can bring a change somebody's wealth in the life, and that is what he brings to his client. Being a business analyst in his previous career, he brings the analysis to the people. He brings the data to the people, not just guesswork. He takes that guesswork out, or the train that you keep on hearing, this is happening, that is happening. Those things are gone. He brings the real data to the table so that you can trust him, and he brings the real value. So let's welcome Ankit. Hi, Ankit.
Thank you so much for your kind words, Alka. Really delighted to be here.
No, that's great. See, always in Inspire from Reality, we start with the same thing that we said somebody's past is what is their present, right? Let's start with the very beginning. How was Ankit's childhood? Like, what happened in childhood? Did you grow up in a long, big families, just couple of siblings? How did you decide to migrate here? What was the previous journey? So before we dig down into what you're doing today and how you reached here, let's start from there.
Okay, so I am from India, and my childhood has been like sometimes challenging, sometimes okay. So basically, like I have been born and brought up in a joint family, so part of a big family. I studied, did well in my academics. I moved. I started my career in the IT industry, and I have been in IT for almost 15 years. So coming to Australia was just like a coincidence for me. I had never thought that I would be in Australia. I had an intention, or to go outside and work, but mostly I was trying to go to countries like US. So my company applied for my basically work visa in US. It got rejected because there was lottery systems happening there. So one day, like one of my friend and me, we went for a tea in the evening during office hours. So he mentioned that I'm trying to get a PR for Australia. Why don't you also try? I thought I've never heard about it. Never thought about being to Australia, because in those days Australia was, not everyone was talking about it, because there were a lot of issues that people faced here back in the days, not now, I would say. So even I had never thought. Mostly it was UK or US. So I thought, okay, share the process with me. Let me see. Why not give it a thought? And at that time, actually, I was still waiting for my lottery result for the US visa. So after a few days, the result came and it got rejected. So then in the meanwhile, I was speaking in more detail about this Australia PR and all. So I liked the idea. I thought, okay, I had some funds in my account. And again, like I also wanted to do some business, being from a business minded family. Like my entire family back in India, they were all in business. My father, he has a sari shop, so they always wanted me to do business as well. And even I had that passion and urge to do business always. So job was something I just got carried away and all, just happened.
The ladder.
It just happened. That's how it always works. So but so I wanted to open a restaurant as well in India, and I had some funds. So I talked to my wife, like there are two options for us now. either we open up a restaurant, there's a huge risk, we might fail, we might not. The second option is we put this funds on applying a PR for Australia. So we discussed a lot, decided and thought, okay, let's go for the Australia PR. In those days, like not very far, it was 2018. 2017 is when I applied, and I got my PR like in 6 months time, at a very low sort of points, 60 points, that's all. And I came here, I decided to come here, so things just kept happening. I think sometimes it's destiny. So I was basically I supposed to be here, so and things turned out well. One thing to add, the friend who motivated me to be in Australia and who just put this thought in my mind, he's still in India.
I hope he's listening. How inspiring you became.
Yeah, so he was also planning to start the process with me, but then he got engaged. He thought, okay, let me finish up my marriage thing, and then I'll apply. So he got involved there. I got into the PR stuff, and I came here. He got married, and after that, when he applied after that. But then within a time frame of 6 to 12 months, the point system, the influx of people coming here changed so much.
Yes.
From 60 points, they started asking for 80 points, and he could never come here. So sometimes I think it's destiny, and I always still I give all the credit to that person, to that friend of mine, that okay, only because of you I could actually come here, because of the thought that you gave me. Of course, like bringing it into action is another thing. But yeah, he was the
planting of that seed in your head. Yeah.
So that was really important. So that's how I came here.
So you joined here as into IT, or
Yes.
there was a struggle in between
No,
getting a job? Because
so I was working in TCS in India. So I was like I got basically a transfer here to CBA. So I did not see that initial struggle which I see today as well. Like many people are struggling for jobs, especially the students or people who come with a PR and they do not have the jobs. So there's a lot of struggle there. But okay, by God's grace, I think I was lucky enough to have the job on the very first day, and I
100%.
could skip all that.
I feel very gratitude with that too, that there is struggle which I see with people.
Yeah.
It's not that only if you have a struggle, then only you have something.
Yeah, of
is
course.
the benefit of not having that struggle also pushes us to do something better,
Absolutely.
so that we can provide that platform to the people, those who are struggling.
Definitely. Like it's about how you utilize the benefits or the things that you have, rather than wasting it.
Yeah,
That's what I would say. Yeah.
So you worked in CBA.
Yes, I worked in CBA for almost 4 years. Again, business analysis was I have been doing that for a very long time. So that was somewhat which shaped up my the industry that I am in today as well. So research, data analysis, studying the trends, bar graphs, charts, everything. They fantasy, like I'm always used to looking at them.
So since we are talking about this, let me ask you a question here. So how important is data? Like, because I feel that sometimes people say that, okay, let's take the example of Schofield and Gables.
Yeah.
The areas where, so when I moved there, Ponds was growing.
Yeah.
No one was seeing Schofield. But today's date, to buy a house in Schofield is huge.
Yes.
So people, and then my friends, they started buying when it was hyped already.
That's right. Yeah.
And similar thing happened with Gables. When we bought and today is a huge difference. So how, I know that data are very important. You have to predict the data.
Yes.
But normally people don't, and they only go for things that is already hyped.
Yeah.
Have you seen, like, can you give me, throw some light how this is affecting their wealth growth?
No, absolutely. See, this is a very good question, and I will also give you an example of myself. How data and research is very, very important here. So when I started my journey in the real estate, basically around 2020, I started looking for my own property here to live in, because I had never thought that I'll get a multiple investment properties and all. So I just wanted to buy my own property. I got a property in Pendle Hill. No one was talking about Pendle Hill.
Yep.
It is a suburb which is underrated.
Yep.
Right?
Near Tungabi.
Near Tungabi. Mostly, if you say Pendle Hill to someone, they will say, "Oh, it's not a good suburb." But there are pockets of Pendle Hill which are really good, very peaceful, very calm. Like the schools are wonderful. The catchment, like we come in the Wentworthville catchment.
Okay. Yep.
So very good schools. Everything is perfect there. So see again, at that time people were buying in Schofields, and I got my house in Pendle Hill. Now it has risen more than Schofields. The
Yep.
property market has grown more there, and I am very close to all the amenities, whether it
100%.
is transport.
Yep.
Because back in that, like I got it around 2020, right before the COVID started. So that was the time when we had to go to office
Yes,
all 5
every
days
day.
a week. So transport was very important. And when I went from by road, I traveled to Schofields. I realized it's too much. And even from train, it took almost to go to CBD 1 hour only by train, and then the walking that you have to do. So almost 1.5 hours. It was a pain. And with the kids, it's very difficult. So that's one thing. Now coming back to data, see, data is really important. Why? Because unless you do that research, you know that what the numbers look like. I mean, thinking about the outside noise, what people around you are saying, that can always jeopardize your decisions in real estate, and that has happened to me. How? I will tell you. After getting my first property, my owner occupied, then there was a lot of talk about the western suburbs. So Marston Park was one of them, and another one was Gables. So around 2019, 2020 mark only, the developers there made so much FOMO in the market. If you remember in Gables, like I think Stockland,
Yes.
they were doing land releases once a
Yep.
month, and it was just like a lottery.
Yeah.
And when I was working in CBA, there were 20 people around me. We used to sit at 11 a.m. in the morning just to click on that expression of interest button to get a land there.
Yep.
Now isn't it FOMO or it's data? I mean, though it grew, but the timing was important there.
Yes.
Same thing was happening in Marston Park, where people used to queue up in the evening,
For the
like
next
5
day.
p.m. for the
Yes.
next day. So they are standing 17, 18 hours
I remember,
just to get a block of land. This is like something.
I was in Schofields during that time. I remember. So people would go take the tea, coffee in the hot flask, sleep the night there, and in the morning they would buy. And for Gables, the same thing. I did not put my expression of interest.
Yeah.
It was my friend who put the expression of interest.
Right.
I wasn't interested. I was looking for somewhere around Bochum Hills or this side, Lane Cove and all.
Yeah.
And this friend of mine, if you're watching Prajita, this is what you. So she had put the expression of interest there, and the day before her, she got the lottery, and before she went, she came to Schofield and she bought a house, a land package in Acuna Vista.
Yeah, okay.
And then she came home and she said, "Oh, we have put there, we got expression of interest." That was the first lot of expression of interest that she got. The first one, the very first release by Stockland.
She was lucky.
Yeah, and then I was lucky to be her friend during that time, because then she was there, she told, and Suku, my husband, said, "Why don't we go and see?" We went with her, and there was only last 2 plots there on that board. That on the first day, that you go and put the red ones, which were like, there were 3 families. Last 2 spot, both were north facing, and I was very clear I need north or east facing coming from India and all these things. And then I looked at my husband and said, "Can I run and put?" And he said, "Go." And that's it. And we got it. And we did. We knew, because we were in Schofield, we knew what was coming up. Data.
Yes.
We knew schools are coming up. We knew that the pocket of Gables is going to be different from all around.
Yes.
And we wanted to be in Gables, not in Box Hill, not in anywhere else. And that was a decision we took then and there at somebody else's luck.
Yes.
But it worked out. I know how it feels.
So again, see, coming back to the Marston Park part, so I did the same. I stood there, not in the evening. I went in the morning, 2-3 hours before. I was able to secure a block of land as well. So, but then again, I did look at some of the data, but the research was mostly, it's around what the people were saying.
Yes.
About the FOMO that was created, and even I got carried away with that. And I would say that was some of the opportunity cost that I lost in the beginning of my real estate career. And of course, see, this is something which has taught me and the things that I learned. So that's how you grow. So I'm not ashamed of telling that was basically a mistake. Because see what happened, I got a land. I waited for the registration for 6 months. So that's where I lost, first thing. Then the builder told me that, okay, we'll build the house in 6 months, 7 months. And it took him 12 months.
Yeah, because of that rain time. I know which is the time, because it was rainy time. That 3 years was fully rain, and because of rain, all this got
There were
delayed.
multiple factors.
Yes.
the building industry was going through a transition.
Yes.
Everything, the costs were going high because of the COVID, the delays,
The
in the
delays in the
supplies from the
materials,
overseas,
yes.
everything. A lot of things were happening. So that was actually not the right time to get into the construction part. But yeah, because there was no full research, I would say.
And if you'd have researched, you'd have bought a house as it
An
is
established
instead
property
of
would have grown more. So
Yeah.
even that property gave me a growth of around 30-40% but it took me 2 years. Similarly,
That was the opportunity lost.
it was an opportunity lost. So, and then a lot of headache, a lot of stress, coordinating with the builders, it's taking way longer. So you do some calculations when you get into the market, right? I calculated that, okay, in 6-7 months I'm gonna get my property, I'll rent it out. But that didn't happen. It took me another 6 months, and holding that $1 million property for another 6 months is in itself a huge
And the
cost.
interest
on the
rate
property.
went up.
Interest, and the important thing was from 2% it
Went to
started climbing
6%,
to 4%, 5% at that time.
Huge dent on the cash that we had.
Yes. So those were the learnings. I think where if you get into the market without proper research and data, that's where you can fall. So sometimes it's not only about losing out on the cash you have, or losing out, getting a financial loss in property is, but more important is the opportunity cost.
Yes, because
So
that
that's
happened
what I
to
lost.
us with Gables.
Yeah.
Exactly what story you told, and
Yes.
it was during that
and
time.
happened with a lot of people.
Yes, and that cash loss is something which we have not recovered now till yet, because that amount of cash that went with interest, the opportunity loss together, if you see, you have at least every family would have lost around $1 million there. Those who
Wow.
have done the construction. You
Yes.
see your time,
Yeah.
delay in the delivery,
Absolutely.
the rise of the cost price,
Yes.
and the interest rate all together.
Yeah.
You would have lost $1 million. If you would have spent that in a built property,
Yeah.
the rental would have taken care. The interest rate was
Yes.
still low, so you would have.
And
There were
that-
so many things, right?
And most important is the peace of mind, I think.
Yes.
So you are losing a lot if you're not peaceful.
Yeah.
If you
100%.
have stress, then that's something which takes a lot from you. And see, I actually did two things together there. I got one piece of land in Marston Park, and then I got a house and land package within a matter of 2 months in Bendigo as well.
Okay.
Bendigo was booming, so I had that. Okay, factors are good. It will boom. Everything was looking good there at that time for Victoria as well. Before government introduced some sort of land taxes and all, which hampered its growth. But again, I went with the house and land package. So these were the two mistakes that I did when I started my property journey. Now, what happened there was land got registered. Everything was okay. I trusted a buyer's agent who was doing house and land packages, and that builder went into administration. Now,
Okay.
yes. Now, if they go into administration, it's not easy to come out of the contract. They are referred to a third party. They will do all their financial analysis, try to try to stabilize the company. Didn't happen. So my construction cost that was given to me earlier was around 300,000. After the analysis, they came up saying that if you pay $400,000, that's when we can build your house. But again, with the interest rate rising, I was also stuffed up with borrowing and all, and my trust was lost. So that was actually a turning point as well, wherein I thought, no, I have to do everything myself now. I have to do all the research myself. No more trusting anyone. No more looking around me. No more trusting what people are saying. Get into it yourself and fully and completely get into it. I traveled to Bendigo. I traveled to Victoria, and I did my own research. I got out of the contract. I was lucky that he didn't go on site, so it was easy for me to get out of the contract. I lost 15K there, but it was okay. I researched. I went and saw the builders. I met them personally, saw their work, their delivery time frames. So I again got a very good builder. He gave me my house in 3 months.
Wow.
So that's where I started researching everything myself. No more trusting anyone. No more bias agent. Basically, not trusting anyone.
Yep.
Do your research, do your own data, and that's how you work. So that's where actually I started my journey.
Yeah, because you have been through all those downs, you exactly know when somebody is in that situation, and you
Yes.
don't want another person to go through the same
so
situation.
Now I know what not to do.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing.
Yes.
When a client comes to me, when a buyer comes to me, I know what is not required for him. First of all, what he should not go through. Many people come up saying that we want new houses, we want house and land packages, and I don't criticize house and land packages. They have their own. We do also sometimes house and land packages, but every person has his own requirement, and it is not suitable for everyone. Similarly, established properties are also not suitable for everyone. So it has to be tailored on one's requirements. And again, see, the builders you're working with, you have to make sure that due diligence is proper. Because a lot has happened, especially in Victoria market during the COVID time and post-COVID as well. Many builders have gone into administration and people have lost lot of money.
Yeah. So is Victoria market again picking up? Because I see that a lot of people have gone back. There was a time when there was nil to the Victoria market, but it has started up again, and I'm keeping on hearing. How is Victoria market now?
See, Victoria market is definitely picking up. There is a lot of potential in Victoria market. There are a few caveats around that still, and we have started investing in Victoria as well, like almost 1 year back we did that. But there are only a very few and very key pockets that we are still investing because again, one, land tax, the government policies are not very favorable for the buyers or the owners, I would say. The policies for tenants are way better, so tenancy laws are not very suitable for the investors there as well. And again, because of the land supply, not all the markets are going to outperform. So again, like with a lower budget, people can enter into the Victoria market. That is the only market where you can still find properties around 550-600K. Mostly all other markets, finding good properties is close to impossible. So if you are low on budget, that's where Victoria market comes into picture. The downside of that is, again, there are very low rentals. So the rentals are sitting around 2.5 to 3% in Victoria. So if you can, basically afford the negative gearing, then Victoria market is okay for you. In short-term growth, again, people looking for quick equity, quick short-term growth, it is not very suitable because Victoria market has never performed that in a way where it will give you 15-20% growth.
It has never been a blackjack.
No, it won't do that. Though Victoria market performs consistently over longer periods. So, for example, maybe its growth cycle has started. It will go on for another 7 to 10 years, and it will be like 6%, 7% every year. So, if you are okay with the medium and long-term growth, so for example, SMSF related properties, and you can hold the property, you are okay to afford a little bit negative gearing. It is exceptional market. Key reasons: a lot of migration is happening there, and the population growth is going to be massive. Victoria is predicted to be the biggest city in Australia very soon. So in terms of population growth, it is going to do very well. And again, if you stick to the regions around the metro, Melbourne, basically inside Melbourne or around Melbourne, then that's going to be more beneficial.
Great. So it's picking up, and it's
definitely
it's for the long people, those who have from our conversation, what I saw, it's people those who have capacity to hold for long term. Victoria can be a market for them, but again, they have to reach somebody like you who is invested in data analyzing all those things for the client, not for the sake of doing it.
When going into any market, and especially market of Victoria, the key important things are building approvals and vacancy rates. This is something which I never negotiate on. So, any market, generally if I talk about Queensland, South Australia or New South Wales market, I do not go into the markets where the building approvals are more than 2%. That's not ideal. But in Victoria market, we can go around 3.5%. That's also okay. But there are pockets where a lot of investment happening. Building approvals are sitting around 18 to 20%. So you can imagine the future supply. Where are you gonna get the growth? Quick growth, basically. Long term, medium term, it's okay. That should be okay. But that is a very, very key factor. And if there's so much supply, the vacancy rates also go very high.
Correct.
So we always target the markets where vacancy rates are around 1 or 2%, not more than that. Because holding the properties, paying $2,000-3,000 every month from your pocket, it is a stress. For any person who's working, it's actually a stress.
True, 100%.
So we 100%. Try to reduce the stress from people to make sure the property is not actually a burden for you. It has to be something which is taking care of itself.
And that's 100% because I spoke in one of my podcasts too. 30 to 50 is the time when you are having burden of your family to raise. You're having a burden to work hard and save, invest. Your health is also there, so you have to take care of your health. So after 50, you are better. You have your family back in India or anywhere, wherever your parents are. There. That is also one thing which is always there. Your career is pressing, your work is pressing, your time is pressing, money is pressing, everything comes
Everything,
up.
and you want to travel as well.
Oh, yes, you are telling to me who was always traveling.
Yeah.
There was a
So
joke. There was a joke a couple of days back. Somebody said, "Kalka, either you are launching business or you are traveling.
yeah,
I don't see anything."
that's the way to do.
We were talking about Victoria Market. Let me go to the little farther.
Yeah.
How about Perth? I am like there was a huge hype around Perth last year.
Yes.
People were. I heard everybody buying in Perth.
Yeah.
Queensland is always hyped,
Yeah.
but Perth was taking up. But now there is little hush push and I don't know something. There is no more lot of talking about.
Yes.
Or is it the migration from Sydney? Because I see from Sydney a lot of people moving to Queensland, and
Yes.
there was a huge amount of people who moved to Perth too.
Yeah.
Because of this, the medical centers in the Perth and something.
With Perth, it's mostly about the people coming outside outside the country because they are supporting a lot of student migrations. So that's the main driving factor with Perth and even with South Australia. Queensland is a state where there's a lot of interstate and interstate migration also happening.
Yep.
So that is something more specific about Queensland. But with Perth, it's mostly about people migrating outside.
And have you
So-
seen a growth in Queensland for a lot of people those are buying to stay there, live in, rather than there is a lot of investment, but also the people buying property to stay in Queensland has increased also, right?
Yes, absolutely. Queensland has experienced the most number of intrastate and interstate migration. So, by intrastate, I mean like people are moving inside Queensland to specific areas like Sunshine Coast, like Gold Coast. So that's happening, and a lot of people from Sydney, Melbourne, they are also going to Queensland because of the lifestyle factors there.
Yeah.
Queensland is one of the top performers and still doing very well. That's
and,
the
and
market.
the beauty of nature and
And if you see, there are so many natural calamities there. Everything happens there: cyclones, earthquakes, whatnot,
yeah.
and no one cares about it.
Yeah.
The areas we invest in, it's prone to everything.
Sure.
But if you look at the proper data, proper reports, and avoid those flood zones and bushfire sort of zones and invest there, still the properties are performing exceptionally well.
I was in Early Beach just recently, my last trip.
Yeah.
So we went to do the scuba diving and snorkeling. We could not do scuba diving because my kid is not 12 was still yet to be 5 days to be 12-year-old. So they said no, we cannot do scuba diving without 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So this man was there and he was teaching everybody how to do scuba diving. He told me that he came from Sydney every year to Early Beach for a holiday since he was 7 or 8-year-old, and he did it in his big time, then with his family and everybody. And finally, he said to his wife and his kids that I'm going to settle down there.
Yeah.
And he moved there. He said, I downsized. I gave my wife a house. She keeps up and down from there. My kids are all settled down. I don't want that house. I don't want anything. And he was living in Waitara.
Yeah.
So he sold everything. He went there. He said, I want to just live here.
That's the beauty of Queensland, I think. So even, I like to travel. So we go to one place once and then we think, why not choose something else or choose some other place? But, Queensland has that factor which, attracts you again and again. I have been to Gold Coast 3 or 4 times myself. Generally, even my wife would say, let's go to some other place. Why not explore something? But that's the place which keeps on attracting us.
But
it has
hasn't
those
Gold
vibes.
Coast already been on the top of the market to invest right now?
Oh, see, Gold Coast is on the top of the market if I talk about investing, but it is predicted to, surpass Sydney, Brisbane in the median value in next few years.
Of course, I know all those.
So much migration is happening
There is
there.
one, I don't remember this particular lane, but there is one lane in Gold Coast which surpasses almost all North Shore price right now, median price. But I was reading somewhere this data, I don't remember the lane, but all the houses over there, they have behind is the river.
Yeah, okay.
And this side is the road.
I mean, see, lifestyle, it provides you that lifestyle opportunity. Maybe you're talking about the Hope Island or something.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember
there
the
are a
name.
few very specific amazing places to live in there. So big still not exactly close to Surfers Paradise, but little bit towards the that patch between Brisbane and Gold Coast. If you look at that patch, there are so many beautiful areas to live in, lifestyle sort of properties. You can still get bigger blocks of land, access to CBD, Brisbane CBD, access to Surfers Paradise, and all those theme parks and all. So I think it's an amazing place. If I get a chance, I'll definitely go and settle in
And can
sometime
I
there.
come for a holiday to you? Meet
Oh
you?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
I'm discussing about people moving there, I have seen. Have you seen also the growth? Not have you seen the growth, but what do you talk about when we talk about moms and dads, the baby boomers, selling their properties, move downsizing? How do you help them? Like,
So yeah, see, our main target remains in terms of investing, wherein see,
but they would be downsizing and buying, right?
yes,
They would
yes, yeah,
be selling. They'll be buying,
yeah.
and
So see, like again, if there's any specific locations they want to buy in, we do have relationships with the seller agents and real estate agents all around the Australia. So we assist them with all the data, all the research, which areas are good to buy. Now, when it comes to downsizing, I think more about data. It comes out to be the preferred locations where you want to live in.
yeah.
If it's about like you were talking about, people want to migrate and live in at Early Beach or Gold Coast. So when it comes down to location, okay, but if they are living interstate, they want something in Gold Coast, we do have relationships. We can help them secure off market properties, on market properties, something which is suitable for them, if even if it is apartment, if it's a unit, and even that should have some potential in future. Don't invest in something or even buy it for living just for the sake of it. It should have the data matching with your interests or your likings as well.
Yes.
So we can do that. We do that quite often. So many time people come up with requirements like, okay, I'm downsizing, I'm selling my house here, I want to get into an apartment, something which is easy to maintain. So we do those sort of transactions. Basically the relationships with the real estate agents works well here too. We give our requirements to them, send the client briefs to them, and then they will come up with some options, and then that's how we present to the clients. If required, we can arrange private inspections for them as well. So that's something that happens if you are dealing in the off-market properties. You have good relationship with the agents, so those things can also come in handy.
Oh, wow, that's great. So we have spoken about baby boomers and millennials. Now
Yes,
the
yeah.
other generation which is coming up is just those who are below 30 and
Right.
like from 17 to 30, and have seen them being very cautious about their money. And they want to invest and they want to grow, and because
Yes.
they know the power. When we came here, we came as an immigrant. We did not know the power of investing, but the kids, those who are here already or those who are coming, they know the power of investing. So what are the, let's just jot down 5 steps, or when should they start thinking about investing? What is the amount of money they should save for investing?
Yeah.
What are the places they should look for? And obviously, I know when somebody is first time buying, they're very cautious about money. But to say this, that the money spent with people like Ankit and buyer's agent, those who are helping around with data and with lot of knowledge, they actually save you in the long run. Just as I said, he also said in the starting, we all said that not a proper analyzed property can make you loss in a long run. So now coming back, again, the question is same. Let's talk about the new generation, the Gen Zs, that we say.
See, one thing that I have seen about the Gen Zs or the new generation, like they are more towards renting. What I have seen, and that's my personal perspective. So I like they are slightly away from the investing. That's what I have seen. I have observed. They don't want to take headaches. They will prefer to rent out. Not only the houses, people are renting out cars, people are renting out the furnitures, everything now. They want to be like backpackers.
Yep.
So that is something which is highly not encouraged, or I would not encourage that, because see, the more time you give to anything in the market, for example, it's a property. So again, timing the market and time in the market, both are very important. So Gen
Wow.
Z's start, for example, you are 23 and you are starting to work at 23. It's very important that start investing straight away. You know, we when we came, we had a lot of struggles that we had to do before, reaching to a stage where we could invest. But if you are, because the market, the environment in Australia is very different. The government pays for your schoolings and everything. So, a lot of support is here,
Yes.
and it's easy to invest if you save money. So I have always worked on a strategy where you should always save 50% of your income and use it for investing. Saving is not enough. Investing is more important.
Yes.
And use the another 50% of your income on your expenses. You want to travel, whatever you want to do, but keep 50% always for the investment purpose. So see, today the government is doing so much for the first home buyers, for the people who want to get into the property market early. There are 5% schemes available, which has got a lot of boom in the market already. So they can utilize those schemes to invest with as low as, so for example, if you're getting a $600,000 property in Victoria or in Melbourne areas, so you just need $30,000 for invest as a down payment for the property. That's all. You don't need stamp duty. You don't have to pay LMIs and a bit of legal fees. So ideally around $35,000 and you get a property to live in. What else you can ask for?
Oh,
So
100%.
things have changed so much, so drastically. So and government is making it easier for you.
Yep.
Yeah. So and again, see, you would have paid the rent anyways, isn't it? So instead of paying rent, why not pay that little bit of extra EMI, and then that property, if you do it properly, if the numbers are correct, you're buying it in the key locations with the future growth prospects, it will grow. It will give you so much wealth. And again, there is another term which I will suggest to basically the Gen Zs or the who have just started earning. See, you are single earners, maybe you are earning around 100K a month, 80Ks a month, and I think that is also good enough. You just have to save a little bit of money in the initial first year and go on the path of rent vesting.
Correct.
So rent vesting is what? You don't buy your own house, start investing in the properties. And see, now if you enter into the right time again and give 15 years to yourself, instead of buying anything for you, go on the path of rent vesting, live your life, enjoy, have kids, have your family and everything. And I would guarantee by the time you are 40, you would be financially free,
Yes.
because you would have done so much in these 15 years. So after 40, you've got another 20, 30 years, lead your, you can do whatever you want. Now, by financial freedom here, I mean that if you want to work, otherwise don't. So your properties is paying for your lifestyle, your properties are paying for all your expenses, your kids' expenses. You can spend so much time with your kids. So I'm not saying to sacrifice your entire 15 years, 25 to 40, which is the main young, your time of your youth. But again, if you just save some money, like I said, 50%, even 40% of your income, that's enough. And I think 60% of the remaining income is good enough for your expenses. So
100%.
that's a very, very clear message for the Gen Zs. I think getting into the property market of Australia is very important. And again, the data, the numbers say 10 years down the line, Sydney median prices would be way higher than where it is today, and it will be only for the rich people. Average income earners might not even be able to afford to stay rent out here. So the property is increasing at such a drastic rate here.
Yes, 100%. I really loved this one. The few things which you just said is amazing. Like time is not only enough, timing is very important. That you have to have enter at correct time, and correct timing and the time what you're spending in the market, both has to go hand on hand. The other important thing which I really like from here is it's not important only to save, it's important to invest. So the sooner if your parents or somebody, it's our right time right now to teach our young kids what is investing. It's got come, it multiplies, but it is also increasing exponentially. It is not 2 plus 2 5. It becomes 2 plus 2 5, and then 5 plus 5 10. It doesn't become 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. That was a very good
Power
thing.
of compounding is
Yes.
something which every kid should be taught. They should learn. I see this huge gap between what I was taught and what I'm teaching my kids still. We used to get a toy when only on our birthdays once a year. So we used to value it. We knew what the value it brings to us and why it is so important. Today, my daughter, she gets a toy almost every day. So she's not valuing. I have to take that step as she
Yes.
grows old. But yes, so that's very important to teach the importance of money, the importance of all these things that you're getting.
Earning
is very
the
important.
things.
Yes.
So at my home, we have earning and rewards.
Oh, wow.
Two things are very different. So earning is they have to earn it through their chores, through their work, something.
Yeah.
Rewards are the one which is given to them because they did something great. Like for example, if my kid got into all swimmings, all the swimming, he did medley of
Yeah.
200 meter. He did 50 meter, 100 meter, 400 meter, 200 meter, all this and everything. He was third.
Yeah.
It's fine, but he got a reward for that.
Yeah, good.
He got a reward because he got all naplans. He was in the triangle. So triangle is the top of the top.
Okay.
So he got into it. So he got a reward for that. That's not earning. But if he has to earn for that, then he has to make sure that earning would be like he earns his time to watch through doing
Right.
something.
Yeah.
He earns his time to go out and have an ice cream, or they earn the time, they earn the toy.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I
not
know.
never gifted.
Yeah.
Gift is during birthdays, of course, as I said. That's a different thing. They wanted Legos, they want whatever. But if they want a Lego, they know that they have to work for that. And they start, Mom, I did this, can I have the Lego? Mom, they know that they're adding things and then earning that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it becomes so precious to them. My everybody
it's designed,
had
yeah.
phone. My child, Rav, he just turned 12. Everybody in his class had phone since last 2 years. Everybody had iPhone. Then his teammates, his classmates had iPhone 17. And
Yeah.
because we moved to Lane Cove from Gables and he has to travel, do you know I gave him a Nokia phone?
Okay.
I told him that I know
Yeah.
it's not great that everybody has iPhone, you have a Nokia phone, but it's not your age for an iPhone.
Absolutely.
I will give you iPhone. You have to earn it through your age,
Yes.
through us trusting you, because iPhone is a very big device in your hand.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what you're doing on the road
Yeah.
when you have an iPhone. So to have that trust, you have to build that trust. You earn the trust, you will get it.
Yeah, I mean, see, again, these are not the essential things. These are just the commodities, and they should understand the value of commodities and luxury.
Yes.
It's not for
And
granted.
they should have this mindset that I have to earn it.
Yes.
Then only when they grow up, if they want a Lambo, they will think of having a Lambo through earning it.
Yes,
Not
absolutely.
like I want a Lamborghini and I'm not finding it and then go into depression for that.
Yeah.
They'll always find a way to get it.
Absolutely.
The moment you hand over to them, and when they grow up, I've seen this, when they grow up, they go on depression, all this thing. They don't fight back. Half of the generation is not fighting back
Yes.
because it is always handed to them when
Yes.
everybody has it.
Right.
But the moment, so coming back to our thing, we can
got
talk.
carried away, yeah.
But another thing which I liked is if you save 40%, let's say 50%, and you start rent vesting, which I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Rent vesting is very good. And I did it at this age when I'm like 2 years to be 40. And if somebody starts at 20, 25 rent vesting and start investing in the pockets because they are going to help you, you want to stay near the Wilson's Point, have a girlfriend, have a partner, have the life,
why not?
have young kids whom you can take Luna Park, walk to Luna Park, have that life. And when you are done and when your family needs bigger home, that rent vesting will help you to buy the bigger
Buy
home
that apartment. Yeah.
without putting a dent
Yes.
in your pocket.
Absolutely.
And then becoming free, 40, financially free is like everybody's dream. Hardly
Absolutely.
anyone leaves it.
Yeah.
People leave it, but it's a dream.
But yeah, see, again, by financial freedom, that doesn't mean that you
You'll
have
have
millions
what?
of dollars in your account. It should be a choice. Working should be a choice for you,
Yeah.
basically.
And
If you want to, then do it. No one wants to sit home anyways.
Yeah, that's what
at 40. But again, if you don't want, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what people ask me. What does financial freedom means to you?
Yeah.
I said I want to go to gym at the time I want,
Yes.
without thinking that if I don't get 5 sales call, I'm not going to. I want to do the sales because I love doing sales. I want to bring those business. I want to grow Digiware into a multi-millionaire company,
Yeah.
whatever. But that's my dream for the company. But if I don't do,
Yeah. Then it
will
should not
still
impact
be,
you.
yeah. Ankit, we just spoke about all generation and everything. I know we have spoken a lot about all this thing. Wealth building. That's a very important. And how do you see this wealth building? And is it a very important? People don't understand the important. They think that investing is just investing. But how do wealth? When do you sell? When do you build wealth? Where to buy? Do you help them with all this strategy and everything?
Yes, absolutely. So that is the first step when we onboard someone. And see, again, like forward thinking, thinking long term, having long term goals and plans is the most important thing when you start investing. Now, many times, I would say 95, 96% times, 96% of the people here, they think that I've got my owner occupier house. Now my friend is buying investment property. I'll also take one investment property. That should be enough. I don't want to do anything. 2 years pass down, you buy an investment property and that property is taking care of itself. Now you think that, okay, let me buy another one, but then you don't have borrowing. So that forward thinking is very, very important. So having a financial plan, a financial goal is very important. So when we onboard someone, we use the tools basically to map their financial goals. For example, I have a goal, or a client has a goal to be financially free or have some sort of passive income, some sort of cash in the account by the end of 15 years. So we backtrack. So maybe he wants a 150K thousand as a consistent rental income. He wants $2 million in his account. So we will backtrack and see how many properties we should buy for him and in what years and what should be the price for those properties so that he can achieve his goal. So
Correct.
now on your goal, it depends how aggressive you have to be, or how lenient you have to be in your property purchases, what sort of price range you can go. So based on that, so that proper roadmap, understanding, doing it in the Excel sheet with the proper tools and numbers, that's what helps you create a vision that after 15 years I have to have, even if I sell my properties, so I have to have at least $2-3 million in my account or in my properties as an equity, and I should have 150K of consistent rental. So that sort of roadmap we can definitely create, and we do it for each and every client to give them that forward thinking. Because see, what happens is buying property, it's not easy here, right? So if you buy under personal names, there are always borrowing issues, borrowing limitations, but there are so many structures, different structures like company trusts where you can buy and do the property transactions. So basically you can go on the path where you can get unlimited borrowing as well. So those things are possible here. So why not utilize it? And you can utilize it only when you have that goal, forward thinking in your mind that I have to build wealth, I have to be financially free, I have to have a passive income. Until unless you have that, you cannot, you should not basically start your property journey. So buying the first investment property correctly and under the right structure in the right area is very, very important. So every factor should meet, before you buy your first investment property. It should not go wrong.
And the first investment property is not your last investment property.
100%. I would say even your owner occupier house is not your last owner occupier house. Don't get emotionally attached to it. You are not going to be retiring in that house. You're not going to be living in that for 20, 30, 50 years. Keep on changing, keep on upgrading yourself. So that's the most important. That's where once you take out the emotional factor out of that property buying thing, then that's where you can grow immensely. That's where you don't see, I come across the clients who want to buy flashy properties, very beautiful properties, but then they are not investing in land, which is the thing that always appreciates. They are only investing in the property or the built part of the property, which will appreciate. 10 years down the line, its value is going to go down. It's not going to keep on increasing, but always invest in land. Do not go for flashy things. Of course, it should be decent. Yeah. So we buy properties which are always low maintenance, like brick houses. But I always focus on bigger piece of land. Land always has potential, and land, you can do so much with the land.
Of course.
Tomorrow you can do subdivisions. Tomorrow you can put a granny flat. There's lot to do with the land. But that is something which will give you real value in future.
100%.
Yeah.
If you are, let's say you're financially independent now.
Yeah.
Right now, you're done. Whatever you wanted, you have your passive income, your kids are happy, everybody. What will you do?
Oh, that's a tricky question. But yeah, see, again, financially free, I don't think I will stop working, at least until I am 60, 65. I want to work until then because that's something very important for your mental health and your physical health. But yeah, again, I will see, now I'm into this particular industry. So I've already got on the path where I am doing something which I like. So I wouldn't say that I will do my dream job or something, but I'm already in that phase. But again, a bit more relaxed, I would say. Right now, I'm in a phase where my phone rings whole day.
Yep.
So, like you said, if you want to go to a gym, you would have a choice what you want to do.
Yep.
So basically, a bit more free, spending more time with the family. I know by that time maybe the kids will grow
You're
older.
financially free right now.
I wouldn't say that. Still.
I'm saying just assume.
Oh,
So yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm free, like, yeah, of course, spending more time with the kids, more family time. Maybe more trips to India. So right now we go once in 2 years. So maybe more trips to India. Spend time with your parents, grandparents. So that's something I think which I am missing here. Traveling, we are doing already a lot of traveling. Every year, every 6 months, whenever we are free, we go for traveling.
Yeah.
So that's something we are at a stage where we have done the struggles. We have achieved that we can travel to any part of the world now. But I think the part that is missing is spending time with your family and your parents. That's the most important thing. So I think that's something I will focus more on.
That's great. The one which you said right now that I will, if you're free today, you'll spend more time with family. It is amazing. Even for
Yes.
me, if anybody would ask me, I don't, on weekends and all, I love to spend time with
Yes,
family
yes.
because we don't get that time.
True.
So less we get as a business owner, you and me, we know what kind of churns we do. Because my team, half of my team, like 20%, 80% of my team works in India time and 20% works Australia time.
Right.
So I have to be the one who is connecting them.
Absolutely.
Number one. Number two, I have to be there to see it's not that I'm sitting down and working, but I have to manage the team.
Absolutely,
Right?
yeah.
Even if I have managers, they will ring me to ask me final decision. So I have to be awake till around 11:30
Right,
is, and in the morning I'm awake by 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I know,
And again, see, in the real estate industry, once you enter this industry, your Saturdays are always gone.
Yes.
Because the inspections are happening on Saturday. You have to put offers on Saturday. And even like the kind of people we target, mostly people who are working professionals, so they are free from their jobs after 5 p.m.
Yep.
So if we have to do face-to-face meetings, Zoom calls, it happens all after 5
Yeah.
p.m.
Yep.
So your evenings are gone and your Saturdays are gone. So you get more, ideally just one day to spend with your family.
Correct.
And in that day you will be mostly so much tired mentally,
Yep.
you don't want to do anything. So that family time is shrinking, is decreasing a lot. So that is something, that I think business takes away from you. But yeah, those, we have to be aware of those things.
So
There
what-
has to be still a balance around that.
So how old are your kids now?
So my elder daughter, she will be turning 6 in January.
Wow.
So and younger one is just 11 months.
But that's a very young age for kids to be in, for a parent to
Yes.
have such young kid and be in business.
Yes.
I can absolutely imagine how much more your time would be because they need physical presence right
Absolutely, yes. So juggling between business and all, it's a bit challenging. But yeah, I think I'm enjoying it. I have the support from my wife. My parents were also here for almost 10 years. So that family support is very important, I think, if you want to grow in business. So I think I have that, and I'm lucky enough to have the right support behind me.
now. That's so good.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so with this, we'll end our conversation, and it was really absolutely amazing to have you. So many takeaways like financial freedom by 40s, timing, investment,
Yeah.
and savings, so many things. And we talk about almost all Australia suburbs.
Yeah.
But here it was really, really amazing talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alka. It was really great being here and having that conversation. So yeah, thank you so much.